All the rain and the cold weather from the last few days is in the past, or at least it's in the east now. Beautiful night for baseball as the Rockies welcome in the Dodgers for a 4-game set. Final 4 games on this homestand, which has been very successful so far for the Rockies. They're 4-2, and Jeff Hoffman skipping his way to the Coors Field mound. He'll make the start tonight against LA and hopefully get the Rockies off on the right foot. How about this? The Rockies, 9 games north of 500, off to their best start in franchise history at 22-13. The last time they were 9 games over 500 prior to a couple days ago was September 28, 2010. Now, it's been fun to watch this club so far, and the Rockies are 3-2 against the Dodgers in the early going of the season. There's Jock Peterson, not normally a leadoff hitter, but they've sustained some injuries, so they've changed their lineup quite a bit the last few days. Here's what Dave Roberts has in store this evening. Corey Seager will bat second. Justin Turner at a cool 365. All the rage in SoCal now is Cody Bellinger, the precocious 21-year-old who has hit 6 home runs in his first 14 big league games. Chris Taylor, Chase Utley at first base, Yasiel Puig, you know him. Austin Barnes behind the plate, and Yinjin Ryu will be on the mound. So Jeff Hoffman ready to go, looking for his first major league victory. And his first pitch is a strike. How much, Huey, do you think it'll help that just 2 days ago he pitched in the big leagues, albeit just 4 outs?
It doesn't matter though that is, it should help him. Let me put it that way, where going out for an inning and a third, 18 pitches. It's like I don't want to say a glorified bullpen session, but but you also have some adrenaline to go with it. Because a bullpen session would be 40 to 45 pitches. So he comes out, throws 18 pitches, but with the team you're playing on a major league field, that's like 40 pitches.
And his last start for Albuquerque was 8 days ago. So he's really fresh. You want that fastball up, and it's high 1-2. Ryan Hanigan doing the catching again. First time we've seen one guy, whether it be Dustin Garneau or Hanigan, working back-to-back days.
Yeah, but Ryan probably caught Jeff down in Albuquerque when Ryan came over.
Good point, and a good start for Hoffman. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and Jock Peterson is dismissed. Here's the Rockies defensively. They'll have Ian Desmond in left field, Charlie Blackmon naturally in center, and Cargo, of course, in right. Arenado, Pat Valaika, he'll be the shortstop over the coming days. I'm sure Amaris still gets some time with the Story down for at least 10 days. LeMahieu and Reynolds round out the infield. Here's Corey Seager, 285, 5 home runs coming in, and that's a great curveball.
Wow. That's one of the best ones we've seen Jeff throw. He has 9 games at the major league level, 6 starts, and to see that bender there. And everything for Jeff and what he had to work on was being consistent with his pitches. And there's no doubt that he's got an electric arm, but consistency with your pitches.
That was well located, that fastball in the mid-90s. Seager's behind 1-2. Terrific April for last year's Rookie of the Year. Corey hit 319 in April, but just 188 in May so far, and he hasn't driven in a run. Here's the 1-2. Again, they want the fastball elevated. 2-2.
It's a little harder to get Corey to chase up there than it is Jock Peterson. Corey's also a really good breaking ball hitter. He's a good player all around. Good hitter all around.
Yeah, it's very little that he doesn't do well. Hoffman has the perfect physique to pitch. I mean, he's 6'4", he's athletic.
Loose arm.
Out of East Carolina University. Breaking balls ripped just foul. To your point, he stayed on that.
Well, if you're going to be a successful hitter at the major league level, you're going to have to hit off-speed pitches. You can't just rely on every fastball that I see, I'm going to be able to hit it. You're going to have to hit curveballs, changeups, sliders. Trying to go under the hands.
Ball cut a little bit inside, so it's full on Seager. So there's the difference, as you were illustrating a moment ago. That's probably a chase pitch for Peterson, not for Seager. And he loses him. He went off speed. Seager will take his walk, so 1 out, base runner, and that'll bring up Justin Turner. For those that have forgotten, I don't think there are many, this is how Jeff Hoffman became a Rocky. He was maybe the central piece of that trade that sent Troy Tulowitzki to Toronto. High first-round pick, Jesus Tinoco and Miguel Castro as well. Miguel Castro no longer with the Rockies. Tinoco is in the Cal League. Dodgers last night beat Pittsburgh 5-2 behind Kenta Maeda, who went 8 1/3. They have won 5 consecutive games, 10 of their last 12. They're a game and a half behind the Rockies in the division.
They're doing it with a lot of different people too. We've had a lot of guys go on the DL. Some of it because of injuries, others they're manipulating the 10-day DL.
Very definitely. They did it with Maeda. Maeda, 8 1/3 terrific innings last night. He was placed on the 10-day DL with, I put in quotations, a hamstring strain. Now it's 2-0. This is not a guy that you can fall behind. He's hitting .392 against right-handed pitching. That is the best mark in baseball.
And a career .372 hitters in 58 games against the Rockies.
Touches the inside corner, and it is 2-1.
Justin Turner thought that ball was inside, but it caught the inside part of the plate.
What you really hope with Jeff Hoffman, with any young pitcher, they fully realize their potential. And again, I'm sure this ball's fouled off. That not that he needed extra motivation, but when he's down in Albuquerque and he's watching Senzatella and Freeland and now Marquez do what they're doing, he's like, man, I want my opportunity. I know I can do that.
Well, his last 2 starts at Double-A, both on the road, 13 innings, gave up only 5 hits, a couple earned runs. So to your point, I think he's thinking, I need to start doing so. I better put up some numbers down here.
And the other element, listen, he's coming up on a team in first place, and he wants to not just participate, he wants to be part of the conga line, man. He doesn't want to be the guy that throws out the wrench when everything's going well.
Every player right now, whether you're just getting called up or the 25th guy or the first guy on the team, you want to be part of this. You don't want to be that, that piece that just keeps everybody down.
Look at what those 3 kids have done the last few days and through the entire season. Freeland has a .293 ERA, Senzatella .286, and Marquez had the one bad outing. So don't look at the ERA. Look at what he's done the last couple of games. I mean, he had a no-hitter going into the 7th inning yesterday.
Yeah, look at the whip though. Look at the whip for these 2 guys.
Which is below league average. The league average is 132 right now. And Turner's gone. So Hoffman strikes out Justin Turner for out number 2 in the first frame.
Came inside. And this one they just stay down. And that's how you have to pitch. We saw a strikeout with Jock Peterson up, but now the strikeout of Turner down.
Well, both of these guys have been in AAA this year. Cody Bellinger, one of the top prospects in all of baseball, and he has played like it in his first couple of weeks in the big leagues. Curveball misses ball 1 on Bellinger. 6 home runs, 17 driven in, and this is his 15th game as a major leaguer.
Got a brief look at Cody during spring training, but not enough to really get a true scouting report. But just talking to people with the Dodgers, they're so impressed with this young man.
Hit a 2-run home run last night, and he takes a hack that's not unlike Seager. He takes a big rip.
Well, he's got a big swing, a little loop in it. Last night he goes opposite field with the home run, and that's hard to do at night at Dodger Stadium. Put that ball up by his neck and hit that one out in San Diego.
His stance, standing as tall as he does, reminds me a little bit of Sean Green, doesn't it?
Sean Green, but then the hand positioning up high reminds me just a little bit of Craig Counsell. So it's a little bit of mixture of Sean Green and Counsell, although Counsell had his hands like 2 feet above his head.
And the other thing, and Craig would tell you this, the terrific manager of the Brewers, he'd have to stand in the middle of center field to hit as far as this kid can hit it.
Not much knee bend for sure.
Two balls and a strike. Todd Tishner, you hear people in the background. Come on, Todd. They know who the home plate umpire is. Todd Tishner's behind the plate. That pitch was high. Adam Hamari is at first. Bill Miller is the crew chief. He's at second. And Kerwin Danley, veteran ump, is at third. Seager at first with 2 outs. He walked. 2-1 is the count. And 3-1. The pitch close.
Looks like it caught the Subaru strike zone. Todd Tishner said it was out. Better look on the overhead.
Challenged him, and it's 3-2. There must be some late life though on the fastball, because we've seen some swings and misses on the fastball. Turner, Peterson, obviously.
And the hitter will tell you if there is. If they're late, then there is movement.
It's fastball away. Seager's off, swung on and missed. Other than the walk, a very nice start for Jeff Hoffman as he strikes out 3 Dodgers in the first inning. Well done by Jeff Hoffman. Plenty of movement there. Clad in red, they are members of the national champion Pioneer hockey team. University of Denver Pios, 8-time NCAA hockey champions. They were feted before the ball game. Coach Montgomery got to throw out the first pitch, and Mark Stout will be visiting with them in a little bit. Charlie Blackmon right now, he's going to visit the left-hand side of the batter's box against Hyunjin Ryu, and here's the rest of the batting order presented by Southwest Airlines. Buddy Black has LeMahieu, Arenado, Mark Reynolds, Ian Desmond. Cargo's been dropped to 6th, and some, will speculate it's all because of the slump. And in talking to Buddy, it's not all because he has been struggling. He said a lot of it is strategic in that Mark Reynolds is swinging the bat so well, Desmond's swinging the bat well, and you have a left-hander going in Ryu. So a little bit of the former and maybe a lot of the latter, the fact that they're facing a lefty. In fact, they're going to face 4 lefties in this series.
Well, and the Dodgers could do that. So you got Ryu, you got Kershaw, you got Alex Wood. I mean, the list goes on and on. But the Rockies this year against lefty starters, 8-3.
They've beaten Ryu twice, in fact. Charlie has good numbers against him. That pitch misses. Ryu was another guy on the, and I put it in air quotes, disabled list. His last start was April 30th against the Phillies. He beat the Phils. His only victory this year, in fact, his first victory since 2014. He's had all kinds of injuries the last couple of years.
0-3 with the 4.11 out on the road for Ryu. Fastball, changeup, curveball, slider. And where he gets a lot of swing and misses or whiff, his whiff percentage is on the curveball. It's over 57%, which is 3rd in the major leagues. Guys are only hitting 100 against the curveball. He's not afraid to throw it here either.
That was a slider, 2-2. Charlie 6 for 15 against Ryu.
2 earlier starts in Colorado. You got to go back to opening day here back on April 7th. The Rockies tagged him with the loss, 4 2/3, 6 hits, a couple earned runs. That was a game that Dustin Garneau hit the foul pole for his first Coors Field home run. And then again, they beat him out in LA on the 18th. Got him for 4 earnings that night.
Called strike 3. Blackman unhappy with that. He thought that was outside. Looks like it caught part of the Subaru strike zone.
That was the same area that was not called a strike on Cody Bellinger. This time it is called by, yeah, that's the same exact pitch.
1 out, and that'll bring up LeMahieu. Rockies shut out the Cubs yesterday 3-0. DJ 1 for 9 against Ryu. Second time the Dodgers have been in town already this year. The next time we see the Dodgers at Coors Field, think about this and how important this series could be, hopefully will be. Last 3 games of the year.
I hope so. It'd be fun. That'd be a great way to end the season. Maybe have it wrapped up by then, though.
Wouldn't
That
that
would
be nice?
be better.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers are the team this year within the division that you only play 18 times instead of 19.
Perfect night for baseball. Temperature 64 degrees. 2-2.
And for the Rockies too, this is the first time today they were able to take batting practice since last Saturday, because they didn't hit on Sunday. You had the hail on Monday, the doubleheader on Tuesday, the tarp on yesterday.
Yeah, it was a strange series with the Cubs. I mean, for a while there, you're wondering if you could play any of the games. And Mark Razum and his crew did a great job getting the field ready. And the Rockies, with the help of Mother Nature, quieting down for enough time. You need a lot of time yesterday. 2-hour and 14-minute game as Marquez mowed down the Cubs. 2-2. Swing by LeMahieu. Nice catch and foul ground off the screen by Nolan Arenado.
He even has great hands when he has a bat in his hand, not just when he has a glove.
Practicing. Dodgers swing their outfield heavily toward right. And there's the curveball. It's in the dirt. 3-2.
Ryu had a lot of arm injuries the last 2 years. Shoulder, elbow, just took him almost 2 complete years to recover.
Three-two. He'll throw that in any count. That's the changeup. It's his go-to pitch. Back-to-back days, the Rockies are seeing a very good changeup. Kyle Hendricks has one of the best in the game.
Hendricks about 3 mile-an-hour slower in his changeup than Ryu.
And a walk for DJ. Well, let's flash back to the last time Nolan Arenado saw Ryu at Dodger Stadium. Ryu's asking for another baseball because this is into the Dodger bleachers.
As soon as he hit it, he turned to the umpire and said, "Throw me another one."
Had to ask the same thing a little bit later on.
Nolan 6 for 12 with a couple home runs, 4 RBIs against the Dodgers.
Outfield very deep. Looking at Puig and right. I mean, he's exceptionally deep as well.
Jock always plays pretty deep here at Coors Field. And the guy you have to watch, though, is the left fielder, Cody Bellinger. He's a good athlete, but first time playing left field at Coors Field.
1-0, and it's 2-0 on Nolan. Nolan's done a ton of damage against southpaws. Bryce Harper hitting .480. That's pretty impressive because it's left on left. Nolan at .450. The injured Logan Forsythe. Remember, he broke his toe against the Rockies. Got hit by a pitch. He's still on the DL. Cubs Alberto Mora Jr. we just saw. Eric Thames having a great year for Milwaukee. 2-0. Catches the zone. It's 2-1. Well, it looked a little low. And a base hit to right. Gonna pitch him away. I'll take you away, right?
With the way the Dodgers were playing, where Chris Taylor was up the middle, Nolan worked a lot on this today. He came out early, did some front toss, working on trying to stay back so he didn't jump out onto that front side. But see how that back foot comes off the ground? And then he just punches it to right field. That's taking what the pitcher gives you.
Rockies trying to get a quick jump on the Dodgers and Ryu. Here's Mark Reynolds.
Because if you jump out there too far and you think, well, I'm going to try to hook this one, that's a double play. Inning over. Go back to Nolan's swing. And earlier today I was mentioning about soft toss, making sure that these hips didn't travel too far this way. And they didn't that time. Head positioning right down on the barrel again. And for Nolan, that's just classic. I really enjoy watching him as he buries that head trying to track the baseball.
This is slowly hit, and Turner will have only one play, and that's to get Reynolds at first. So second and third, 2 outs, and Ian Desmond will come up. Here's the alignment defensively for the Dodgers. In the outfield, they'll have Bellinger. He plays first base also. Jock Peterson is in center. Puig, as we mentioned, is in right. Turner, Seager, Chris Taylor, and Chase Utley making just his second start at first base this year. Austin Barnes is doing the catching. Adrian Gonzalez on the DL. A little back situation, little tricep situation. Here's Desmond with 2 outs. Never faced Ryu.
Rockies have been in a pretty good spot with runners in scoring position. 16 for the last 36. So they've had 21 ribbies in their 36 at bats. Use a couple here.
That misses 1-1. Line to left, stay fair, into the corner. 2-run double coming up for Ian Desmond. What a start for the Rockies. What a clutch 2-out double for Desmond.
Says, I don't care if I haven't seen it before. You throw me a pitch I like, I'll hit it. Coming out of the hands on the Subaru Supermo. Oh, that's mid-thigh. Open the front hips up. Gets it down in the corner. Rockies are hitting 277 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. And for Ryu this year, he's allowed 14 runs. 7 of them have occurred in the first inning.
That was one big swing of the bat there to give the Rockies a quick jump on the Dodgers.
And they're not done yet.
Cargo, first time this year hitting 6th. If my recollection is accurate, when he slumped in April and May 2 years ago, and then he turned the whole thing around with 40 home runs, 95 driven in, for a short period he hit in the 6th spot. Held up 2-0.
11 times in 2015 he hit there. I do know that, but
that was then. It was early
yeah,
in the season.
That's right. 2015, yeah, 11 times. So he has hit here before. He did it some when he was with Oakland.
He was a kid then.
Yeah.
3-0 on Cargo. He's 3 for 10 with a home run against Ryu. Those 2-out hits.
So good for your team.
They're so good for your team and bad for the other club. Right.
You think I'm one pitch away from getting out of this without giving up any runs.
And a 4-pitch walk. Cargo will walk down to first, and that'll bring up Pat Valaika.
You think about this inning in the top half of the first inning. You had the strikeout, the walk to Corey Seager, then a couple punch outs. But this time, you get the strikeout to lead off the hitter for the Rockies. DJ walks, Nolan singles, and then the 2-out double. That's the difference between being able to pitch out of a little situation, even if it's just a run on first, and being down 2-0.
Pat Valaika is aggressive with the bat. Again, Trevor Story hurt his shoulder slightly on that check swing 2 days ago, placed on the 10-day DL. Pat yesterday had a base hit in the 7th inning, a run scored, 1 for 3.
Talked to Trevor today in the clubhouse and said, how's it feeling? He goes, yesterday it was really sore. Really on the back of the shoulder. Today he said it's much better. So they're going to let it calm down for 3 or 4 days before he continues baseball activity.
There's the 0-2 or the 0-1, the changeup. It's 0-2. Here's the swing, and he came out. He stayed in. He was checked out by the Rockies staff. This ball's well hit to center field. This is really well hit. So well hit is called away. Wow. The way Peterson was acting, I thought it was going to be off the top of that fence.
The only thing that saved him is how deep he started in center field.
Rockies come up with a pair of runs. He and Desmond, RBI 6 and 7. 2-0 Colorado going to the second.
He's up 2-0. The trophy has its own seat. The 8th time that the DU Pioneers have won the NCAA Hockey Championship. And I'm here with Coach Jim Montgomery. It's a fun day, huh?
It's an unbelievable day. Very thankful to the Colorado Rockies for inviting us here tonight.
I think you called Desmond's 2 RBI double, didn't you?
I did. I said he's going to come through right here. I thought it was going to be a single. I didn't call it a double.
So the Rocks up 2-0. You got to throw out the first pitch. I liked your windup. The delivery, we're showing it. You got a little bit of dirt, but dirt balls work sometimes.
Well, there's two things playing there, you know. One, the effort was great, the execution was poor. But I thought it was Ricky Henderson up at the plate, and I know he's the first pitch hitter.
So you might, yeah, maybe he'll swing away.
I'm up 1-0, actually.
So the effort was good, but the execution was poor. I'm sure you talk a little bit differently to your guys about doing both of those things correct.
Yeah, they got to do both well.
And they did. How much fun was this season, just, you know, coaching this group?
It was unbelievable. It was easy coaching them because of the leadership and how committed they were to one another. But everything, how much better we got and how we came through in big moments and everyone rose to the occasion. It's great to be part of something like that.
Now, Will Butcher's not here.
No, he's not. He's on vacation with his girlfriend.
Did you hear that, guys? The Hobie Baker winner's not here, but pretty much everybody else. Gillette's here, right? I don't want him coming over.
Gillette's here. He still hasn't shaved his beard. He still looks like he's about almost Sasquatch coming out of the woods.
Tell me about growing up in Montreal, and you were an Expos fan.
Huge Expos fan. I mean, I remember, shouldn't be saying this in front of my student athletes, skipping school to be able to go to opening day.
It should be a national or international holiday. Anyway,
it should be. It's a great event, and it's too bad the city lost the Expos.
Well, there's an outside chance that maybe with expansion, Montreal will get a team again.
That would be great. It's a great city, and I'm sure everybody in the National League misses going to that venue.
Did you have some favorite Expos growing up? Because we have one in the booth in Jeff Houston.
Well, I remember Jeff Houston, but he's not one of my favorites. We got Gary Carter, Andre Dawson, Tim Raines, and Larry Walker would probably be my top 4.
Huey, he said
Sorry,
it flat out.
I heard that. That's okay.
Sorry, Jeff.
That's okay.
You were good.
They were my favorites too. Okay?
We're an all-star.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't an all-star.
Neither was I, Jeff. That's why I got into coaching.
That's okay.
Can you ask Coach
okay.
Mark? Can you ask Coach Montgomery if he used Jeff's baseball card in the spokes of his bicycle?
Did you use Jeff Houston's baseball card in the spokes of your bicycle?
No, I didn't do that. I have too much respect for guys that made it there.
Hey, I saw you got to meet Buddy Black, and I know you probably watched him from afar. Just a quick conversation.
Yeah, it was great. You can tell he's a leader and he's a man's man, because when he came out, shook our hands, he knew exactly what we had accomplished, and he talked about the night that it was played when we won here and how everyone went nuts, and that he's Canadian. His parents are Canadian from Calgary. That's why he's so tough.
His dad was a hockey player.
Yeah, and a really good one.
So we were talking about how Coach Montgomery and I, guys, about how he's a pitcher, Bud, and you've watched pitching. You were a centerman?
Yes, I was.
So does that help you with forwards in particular? Or can I draw an analogy?
Yeah, well, yes. Centers are actually combine the defenseman to the wings and the rest of the forwards. So there you got to know everyone's position. Kind of like a pitcher has to know what everyone's doing, especially when they're pitching a curve.
Maybe like a catcher.
Very much like a catcher.
Going to call the shots.
Yes.
So that's the analogy we can draw.
Right.
So you played baseball?
I played baseball until I was 13. Now, you can tell I'm about the size of a fire hydrant. So after a while, I couldn't hit the ball out of the infield.
And that was that?
That was it.
Well, it's great having you here with the Pioneers and another championship. Maybe the guys can pass down the trophy. And we'll go out on this pop fly. So there you go. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
There they are, the DU Pioneers, everybody. The national champions for an 8th time. They've got the trophy here at Coors Field.
Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the 2017 Toyota Tundra in your hometown Toyota stores and by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. We're in Lodo. The Rockies have a 2-0 lead on an Ian Desmond 2-run double in the first. 8-9-1 for the Rockies. Ryan Hannigan takes strike one from Hyunjin Ryu. Hannigan starting in back-to-back ball games. He caught Hoffman a little bit this year down in Albuquerque. He's a career .359 hitter now at Coors Field. That'll go up with that base hit. That'll baby Ryan. How about this for Hannigan? He has started 4 games behind the plate now for the Rockies. You know what their record is?
4-0.
4-0. Very nice, Huey.
Thank you.
Followed along
You set it up perfectly for me, and he's also 7 for 17.
He's been throwing out hits. Fans, join in on the conversation. Send us your thoughts, photos, your baseball cards of Huey. Use Twitter or Instagram. Include the hashtag Toyota Talk.
You know what? That was funny, but those guys were my favorites too, so I don't blame Jim.
And the gamble does not pay off. Barnes' throw not handled at second base by Corey Seager, and it will be a fielder's choice, E2. And now the Rockies have 2 on and nobody out for the top of the order, and Charlie Blackmon.
And that's the first error on Hedges in his career. He tried to come out and make a an infield play throwing from the side, and then it just got some sink on it, threw a heavy sinker down to second base. Corey Seager tried to pick it. It goes right off the edge of the grass and then the heel of the glove on the Subaru Supermo.
Blackman struck out looking on what he thought was a pitch away. That pitch is away and down, and it's 1-0. The Rockies now golden opportunity to build on a great start.
I think I said Austin Hedges a minute ago. It was Austin Barnes.
The Austin Hedges on line 1 for you.
Yeah, sorry, Austin Hedges.
1-1.
Yeah, Austin Hedges plays for San Diego.
Same general vicinity.
But he's also a catcher, though. So that's
right.
how I got the two mixed up. So. That being said, it's still Austin Barnes' first error.
Blackman fouls that off. 1-2. And you remarked a moment ago how deep Jock Peterson plays, and that's the only reason he was able to get to Vallecas driving. I'm looking at him now, and he's closer to the rock pile than he is to Ryu.
Yeah, he's got pain on his back. He's that close to the outfield wall.
This kicks away. Hannigan does not move. Hoffman smartly has to wait for Hannigan and did that.
Well, that catch that Jock Peterson made on the first inning on the Pat Valleca ball, catches it astride from the wall and then braces himself before he goes into the chain link out by the Dodgers bullpen on the Subaru Supermo.
Really good play.
It was real good. He had to travel a long way for that.
That saved 2 more runs. 3-2 on Charlie. You have DJ on deck. Blackman has driven in 27 runs among the league leaders. Charlie's got 86 total bases this year. That's 3rd in the National League. Ryan Zimmerman, who's just been extraordinary so far with 100. Then Eric Thames. Speaking of guys that played in Korea. Ryu from Korea. 7 years of professional baseball in Korea. Again, when he was a teenager. Several-time All-Star over there.
He's 3rd in wins by a Korean-born pitcher with 29. Chan-Ho Park, former Dodger himself, 124.
And a former Rocky, BK.
Oh, yeah.
Young Kim.
BK still has the best swing.
Best swing ever.
Both feet came out of the ground, spun around.
Spilly got us doing it last year. The BK rally swing. Remember that?
Yes.
Worked
Who
once.
could forget it?
Were you able to strike out Blackman for the first out of the inning?
Oh boy.
This is
Thank you,
fresh
Lisa.
out of the spokes of some 10-year-old's
Yes.
chopper bike. We had to go to Texas though to get it.
At least they found one though.
How many cars? Do you have all your cars?
I have a few of them. Yeah, I have every single one.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How many? There's got to be a lot.
30 to 40.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
I don't have them chronicled.
Didn't your kids like draw mustaches on?
No.
This ball lined to right. Puig is right there. And now that's 2 outs. This is from Susan in the truck. If it's on my graphics monitor, I'm always inclined to read it. She writes Jeff next to Larry, as in Larry Walker, Vlad, as in Vlad Guerrero, Dennis Martinez, El Presidente, Bill Stoneman, the late Hall of Famer Gary Carter, Hall of Famer Andre Dawson. You were her favorite Expo.
You know what? Then I'm 7th on the list.
Nothing wrong
I'm
with
in
that.
the top 10.
Yes, you are. Well, the Rockies got a 2-out double to drive in a pair from Ian Desmond. They're looking for that from Nolan here, and he takes ball 1. Chizzy writes in Mr. Houston.
Wow.
But
I thought it was 5
fans, you're
cents.
priceless in the booth. It's like the,
Jesse,
the
thank
Visa
you.
commercial.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. I thought it was worth like 5 cents.
This ball line to the gap in right center. Hannigan will come home. Hoffman will have a chance to score. In fact, he'll score easily. Ask for a 2-out double and receive a 2-out double. 4-0 Colorado. Boy, Nolan killing the National League West again.
Well, again, you get the double. The 11th time this year Nolan has hit a double. And again, he goes with the pitch. His first at bat, he takes it to right field. This time the ball is up more, but the same swing on the Subaru Supermo. That's the only difference between where this ball went and where the base hit went in the first inning. It's just the location. That one was up more. He could drive it into the gap. And again, the Rockies coming through with 2-out RBIs.
Mark Reynolds looks at ball 1. Reynolds hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. Nolan's now 8 for 14 with 2 home runs against Ryu. Ryu staring down Mark Reynolds, who over his last 7 games is hitting .522 with 4 home runs. Pulled the string on a 2-0 delivery. 2-1. Mark, as most of us would, sold out on the 2-0 heater.
I mean, I would do that too, but maybe the only reason you wouldn't because it's Ryu. You know, and Maeda would be that way too, where he's not going to give in with the fastball.
This ball is hit well to right center field. Puig going back, has to field it off the wall. Here comes Nolan. It'll be your basic 375-foot single and RBI number 31 for Mark Reynolds. Be like Mark.
Hashtag be like Mark. I think shirts are coming tomorrow.
5-0 Rockies.
Well, he sold out on the fastball 2-0. But he sits back on this pitch because it's away from him. Like a slider that didn't do anything. And Mark waits, lets it travel. Now hitting .533 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
Here's Ian Desmond. Desmond smoked a double down the left field line to score 2 in the first. One and one. Reynolds takes off, and Hedges had the ball pop out of his hand, and Mark Reynolds a stolen base. Number 1. Be like Mark, right?
Well, they played behind him at first base, so he said, I might as well take off.
I called him Hedges too. Sorry, Austin Barnes.
But because of that, they'll put Ian on with the intentional walk. Still be his first stolen base this year, the 8th for the Rockies. Change up.
Yeah, they went behind him. I said, what, the old man's not going to run? He said, I'm just 33. I'm in good shape.
Go.
So Cargo with 2 on. He walked on 4 pitches his first time up. Ball and a strike on Carlos. Rockies 6-3 in the month of May. After 16 wins in 26 ball games in April. This ball ripped to right. And Puig's going to watch this one go to the wall. Desmond around third. He gets a green light. He will score. 2-run double for Cargo. 7-0 Colorado.
5 2-out RBIs this inning.
How many times have you seen a player get walked for a star player and he may be slumping, but he's saying, you want me?
I'm still Cargo. I'm still very, very good. I might be in a slump right now, but you're going to pitch to me and you're going to bring me something inside. This ball is lathered because we can't even cut it off. And then it kicks off the wall, allowing Desmond, who was intentionally walked after the stolen base by Mark, to score all the way from third, or for first, going all the way home.
Well, Buddy Black's lineup construction looks brilliant tonight, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
7 runs in the first 2 frames for the Rockies, and they're not done yet. Pat Vallejo will be the 9th man to come up here in the 2nd. Everybody gets tacos tomorrow. Don't forget to go to your participating Taco Bell location tomorrow between 4 and 6 to receive your Rockies taco special at Moss at Taco Bell.
Think back to that Cubs series. Whenever the Cubs made a mistake, what did the Rockies do? They pounced on it. You had the throwing error by Barnes into second base instead of just taking the out. He tried to go get fancy, and you take advantage of it.
The Rockies have barreled Ryu big time here in this ball game. I'm looking at Pat Vallejo, and he hit a ball 410 feet his first time up. There was an out.
And there's nobody warming up in the bullpen.
Two strikes on Vallejo. Cargo's first multi-RBI game since April 25th. And that was a Cargo-esque line drive.
That was nice to see. And I know we say it before. We've said it before. We'll say it again. That Cargo's the same guy. I mean, he was with us today when we were talking to him. He put his arm around us, big smile. We were talking about the catch he had yesterday. He doesn't change.
No, he doesn't change. And then, you know, from a physical standpoint, he's in great shape. He came to camp in great shape. And Huey, as many years as you played and have been around the game, when a player, and everybody has to give in at some point to age, when it starts to drop off, there are visual signs. Yeah, Cargo hasn't got the hits yet this year, but when you look at bat speed, when you look at his athleticism at the plate, in the field, he's the same guy we've been watching.
How about the home run he hit in batting practice today?
The one that visited almost a Jack Daniels sign?
Yes, up in the above the third deck. You can't do that if you don't have some of the physical skills aren't still there.
You're not supposed to hit a ball over the rooftop. No. He almost did that.
Yeah, I mean, it was way out there. He's right up in this area, right in here. that he hit that home run today during batting practice.
3-2 on Valleca. That's ball 4. Yeah, this is interesting from Dave Roberts' perspective. And Doc has played in a lot of games at Coors Field, and he understands that in game 1 of a 4-game set, if he gets into his bullpen in the 2nd or 3rd inning, it could really have a bad effect when you get to Saturday and Sunday. So right now, Ryu is going to wear it. But he's moved down there in the Dodger pen.
Well, these have been stressful innings for Ryu. Had 30 pitches in the first when the Rockies scored 2, and now 31 pitches here in the 2nd, and he's not out of it yet.
He's walked 4, albeit 1 intentional. Hannigan led this inning off with a base hit. He had a chance to get out of it. He had 2 outs without a run coming in. And the Nolan double, the Reynolds ball off the wall. After the intentional walk of Desmond, the double by Cargo.
All this too has helped because remember Jeff Hoffman had to track around the bases too. It's giving him a chance to catch his breath.
Hannigan almost had another hit, and Ryu stabs it. Big inning for the Rockies. After the 2 in the first, they put a 5 spot up in the 2nd, all with 2 outs. 7-0 Colorado going to the 3rd. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. By Cheyenne Frontier Days, log on to CFDrodeo.com for the full lineup. And by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets by visiting wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Well, it's been a great start for Colorado. 7 runs in the first 2 innings against the guy who's now at the plate, Hyunjin Ryu. Jeff Hoffman throws strike 1. Hoffman in his first 2 innings has struck out 4 Dodgers, making a start here in place of Tyler Anderson, who was pushed back 2 days. He'll go Saturday.
That last inning for Hoffman threw just 7 pitches. This is an important inning too, because you just scored 5 more runs. You're up 7-0. Get your offense back in the dugout. Let them start swinging the bats again. Don't let Ryu have a chance to recover.
Didn't get the swing on the curveball 1 and 2. Jeff just struck out Ryu for his 5th strikeout. 5 punch-outs in his first tour through the Dodger lineup. There's another reason that this is a very important game, and we always attach different levels of importance to games. Listen, everybody wants to win every game. You're not going to, it's baseball. That man pitches tomorrow, Clayton Kershaw. So if you come up on the wrong end tonight, not the end of the world, but you know you have real difficult duty on Friday night. The Rockies have already beaten Kershaw once this year.
And his numbers at Coors Field in 18 games, he's 8-4. He does have a 4.71 ERA. Well, this would be a good pitching matchup tomorrow because you got Tyler Chatwood going for the Rockies.
Tyler's coming off a beautiful performance at Coors Field in his last outing. 1-0 on Jock Peterson. He struck out swinging his first time. Jock, pretty quiet numbers. Never going to be doesn't figure to be a big average guy. He's got an abundance of power. But so far this year, just 1 home run, 9 driven in, and a .221 batting average.
Check him.
Gerwin Danley says no swing. 2-1. Peterson batting in the top spot in the lineup for the 4th time this year. He's done it a bunch in the past. I didn't realize how many times. 78 times in the past. You're seeing more of this around baseball, Huey. Big, strong guys leading off.
We just saw it with Schwarber in the Cubs.
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber. Listen, Charlie Blackmon, because he does so many things well. He runs well, typically high on base percentage guy, but Charlie hits a ton of home runs also.
I played with a guy in Texas named Brian Downing. Yeah, a lot of people remember him from the Angels. Big, strong, strapping guy. Had his bat held high, and he wasn't looking just to punch singles to right field. So BD was the guy that would, like the modern day or the old time version of what the modern day guy is.
Yeah.
And Schwarber.
Charlie kind of brings the best of both attributes. 29 home runs, but a guy who can run. A guy who will take the walk. 3-2. And no swing. So a 1-out walk, second allowed by Hoffman. And that'll bring up Seager.
Rockies baseball is always live with the MLB.com at bat mobile app. You can stay connected all season with video highlights, stats, news, and more.
Seager walked his first time. He takes a fastball on the outer edge for a strike. Seager set so many rookie records with the Dodgers last year. One of them was the number of hits he had, 193. Last rookie to have more hits in a season for any club. Albert Pujols had 194 hits for the Cardinals back in his rookie season in 2001. Corey and his brother Kyle talk all the time. Kyle, outstanding third baseman for the Mariners.
Seattle just got back to 500. Got off to such a horrible start.
Swung on and missed, and Hoffman strikes out Seager. 2 outs in the 3rd.
6 strikeout. 2 2/3 for Jeff. Right out of the hand on the Subaru Supermo. Just stays on the same plane. Seager can't catch up to it.
I'll bring up Justin Turner. He swung and missed in the first frame. 7-0 Colorado on 6 hits. Not that the Rockies care about this, but those 5 runs last inning all go in the book. Ryu cares about this as unearned because of the throwing error on Austin Barnes. It's pretty close, but looks like he got his hand in.
That's because he went to the backside of the bag like you're taught. Further reach for the first baseman to try to tag you.
Turner rolling around in a tar pit. What happened?
Well, that's his bat. That's
oh, that's exactly what it is.
He's got pine tar up by the label. Watch him bring the bat up. It sits just for a second. Does it on the on deck circle. That's why all that pine tar is there. It's the clubby's responsibility to get it out.
That is line to left. Desmond will flip it back in towards second. Good athletic play by Ian Desmond.
That was a shortstop move from the left fielder. And I know he's played a lot of shortstop, but he doesn't wait to plant. He just kind of throws it on the run to keep Turner from going to second base. Desmond knows I got to get this ball back in. I ran a long way for it, but I just need to get it back into the cutoff man. Perfectly executed on the Subaru Supermo. Just get it back in. Let the infielder decide what's going to happen. If that guy goes to second, then it's just a short relay throw.
So Cody Bellinger's at the plate. He struck out swinging his first time. 2 on and 2 outs. Curveball, strike 1. Something Marquez was able to do yesterday, Jeff.
A lot of that yesterday. Not only first pitch strike, but off-speed first pitch strike. And Ryan knows the value of it behind home plate. So he's calling for it.
Beat him with the heater at 95. And now you have Bellinger on his heels. This kid was a 4th round pick out of a Scottsdale, Arizona high school.
361 career games in the minor leagues. This year at Okie City, 343 with 5 home runs, 15 RBIs.
Yeah, the last 2+ years he's torn up the minor leagues. He wasn't on many people's radar until about 2 years ago, and then he had 30 home runs in the Cal League, followed it up with another brilliant year, stole some bases. Next thing you know, he was as high as the number 7 prospect in all of baseball. Baseball America had him at that lofty spot. Here's the 0-2 on Bellinger. It's time for our AARP Getting to Know. We get to know Cody Bellinger a little bit more. 21, won't be 22 till later on this summer. Won the National League Player of the Week in his 2nd week in the big leagues. And that's what he's done in 14 games. Now, Clay Bellinger, longtime minor leaguer, did get to the big leagues for 163 games. Remember, he was with the Yankees, I believe, late in the 90s, right?
Yeah, 99, early 2000. 181 games with the Yankees, and then a couple just with the Angels.
Swung on and missed. So Hoffman again gets Bellinger, and he strands 2 Dodgers. We move to the bottom of the 3rd. It's all Colorado, 7-0. Speaking of 7s, that's 7 strikeouts already for Hoffman.
but it is Cargo. Let's not forget who he is. Let's not forget what he's done. I still go home at night and watch YouTube videos of Cargo hitting bombs. So I'm pretty sure he just still does the same thing also.
We show you Nolan because earlier today in the clubhouse, he was asked about Carlos Gonzalez being in a slump. And of course, Cargo just played it 2 in the last half inning. Here's Nolan.
Hopefully, he gets out of it sooner rather than later. And but it is Cargo. Let's not forget who he is. Let's not forget what he's done. I still go home at night and watch YouTube videos of Cargo hitting bombs. So I'm pretty sure he just still does the same thing also.
So Drew, Jeff, I guess we watch YouTube videos every night now, right? And watch Cargo rake, and then we give him some good mojo.
I thought we already did that.
I mean, it happened in the previous inning, right?
Yeah. I didn't need to go back and look at any YouTube videos because he just did it in this game.
You saw it in person, right?
Yeah. But I think Nolan's right, though. It's going to happen sooner rather than later. It has to because of the numbers he's put up on the back of his bubblegum card. And he's too good of an athlete for it to stick around for too much longer.
Hoffman goes down swinging, out number 1 in the 3rd. And that'll bring up Charlie Blackmon. Every year you look around baseball, late in April, early in May, and you see a name and the numbers next to the name look different.
They look like it's somebody else's name.
They look like there's somebody else's numbers, or it should be somebody else's name. And it's not just Cargo. There's a lot of great players that have it happen to them, and Cargo's battled through it in the past. We keep saying that. There's no doubt he will this time. He's having a good night this evening. 1-0 on Blackmon. And Charlie hits it on the ground to second. Chris Taylor's there. 2 outs.
Second baseman, number 9, TJ
LeMahieu tonight. A walk and a line out. Scotty Garrett loving up Cargo. That's a close clubhouse the Rockies
Very
have.
close. Reminds me a lot of that 07 team. The way they have fun, but then when it's business time, they know how to get down to business.
An interesting conversation with DJ late this afternoon around the cage, and DJ's always measured with his words. And I asked him how this team feels, and he said probably the best way to describe it is this ball's on the ground to second. We expect, when we get a lead, we expect we're going to get a lead at some point, and we're going to hold that lead and win that ball game. And it really, what he was saying is, as opposed to hoping to win, this club expects to win now every night. They're winning big right now, 7-0. As we go to the fourth, here's our CenturyLink high-speed challenge question. Every night I look forward to seeing what they came up with. What do we have tonight? Which Rockies jersey is your favorite? Spillies, hue, purple, white pinstripes, gray, or the black sleeveless like they're wearing tonight? Go to @RootSports_RM to cast your vote. We'll show you the results during our post-game show. Jeff Hoffman drops a curveball on Chris Taylor. Strike one on Taylor.
My favorite was always the sleeveless. Just kind of freed you up around the shoulders whenever you went to throw or swing.
There's certain pitchers, I'm guessing Hoffman's one of them, because I remember last year he wore this when he pitched, that they don't want anything on their shoulder either.
It's very comfortable. That second pitch was called the ball on the Subaru strike zone.
1-2 on Taylor.
See a little bit of a different demeanor from Jeff Hoffman on the mound this year. In particular, this start. Seems very much in control. Confident in what he wants to throw.
And a broken bat roller to Valleca. Got his man. Good job by Pat. Taylor runs well, the former Mariner. And Pat had to come get that. Was that one of your favorite plays, Huey?
Yes. Yeah. Some guys get scared off by slow rollers or having to come get the ball. But if you come get it and you bury that head, you've changed how far you have to throw. Pat looks it in off the side and gets Taylor. Now watch, he buries his head in there, Subaru Supermo, and then the throw over to first, get a little help by your first baseman. But it helps also for Pat, where he's played short before. He knows, I mean, that's what he came up as. And you've got Mark over at first to dig you out.
Chase Utley pops this ball to left field. Desmond barely has to move. Ian's got it, 2 outs. Looked like he chopped his feet for a moment just to make sure he was going to get the right hop.
Because when it's hit off the end of the bat, you see the big swing, you hear it's off the end of the bat, but you have to wait a fraction of a second to decide, do I go with 2 hands and throw it, or do I need to catch it off to the left side of my body and throw it?
Alessio Puig takes a strike. He hit a fly ball to center field his first time up. Puig's got a little 5-game hitting streak going. He had a big start to the season. That's a strike, going 2. I thought it was a strike on the pitch, quite frankly. And the home plate umpire Todd Tishner asked for help. It was a strike either way.
It's a strike on the Subaru strike zone, but it wasn't called, but it was on the check swing.
You can see on that pitch, that angle of it, the late movement, the tail on Hoffman's fastball.
That's because he's getting downhill plane to it. If it's on the same plane, it's not gonna have that sort of tailing action.
Here's the 0-2. 97. Hardest pitch we've seen from Hoffman tonight. All these young guys are similar. They can go get upper 90s when they want.
It's a good feeling for those guys. Bad feeling for the hitters.
And Puig grounds it to second. LeMahieu with a nice play. A 1-2-3 4th inning for Jeff Hoffman. Rockies 7 and the Dodgers nothing. 9-pitch inning. It is time now for the Mako big hits. There were plenty up in the second inning. 2-out double from Nolan Arenado. That drove in 2. And then it was Mark Reynolds who hit one off the wall for a 375-foot single. And then Cargo ripped one to right to drive in 2. Our Mako big hits. Rockies 7, Dodgers nothing with Jeff Houston, Mark Stout. I'm Drew Goodman. And it'll be Nolan, Mark Reynolds, and Ian Desmond here in the 4th. Hyunjin Ryu 0-2 against the Rockies this year. He came in with an ERA above 5 against Colorado this season, and it has gone up. Well, actually, you know what? I forgot the 5 runs last inning, or 2 innings ago, were unearned.
They gave up 2 runs in the home opener, the Rockies home opener, 4 out in LA. And even though there's 7 on the board, just 2 of them are earned, and those were in the 1st.
That may be the case, but anybody who's watched every pitch of this game, the Rockies have hit Ryu very hard.
They made him pay for mistakes. Anything that he's thrown up there that's been in the middle portion of the plate, even some that are good pitches maybe away, they're up too much, elevated. The Rockies have done their damage.
3-0 on Nolan. He'll take that for a strike. 2 for 2 in the ball game.
It's a changeup 3-0.
Got it again. 3-2. And ball 4, so Nolan walks. You know, this is kind of like The Price is Right tonight, because it's really started to be like Mark chant, if you will.
Yeah.
And a guy with Grizz Apparel, probably one of many people, has put together a Be Like Mark t-shirt. That, of course, Mark, and I like it.
It's nice, right?
Yeah.
So he made a couple of them. I took one to come show you guys.
Okay.
You guys, if Mark Reynolds hits a homer, I keep it.
Was that the deal?
No, that's not the deal.
For this at bat right here.
Okay.
And then the next at bat, it's for you, and then the next one, it's for you.
Okay.
But I gave the shirts that he made to Mark, so several of the players will have.
Oh, perfect.
I
So it's
told
great.
you I wanted an
You'll
extra
be wearing
large.
at BP tomorrow.
This is
sweet.
immediate, so it'll fit you.
Jim.
It's cool. Look at
his face. He's got his face
See
there
his
too.
face? Yeah, I'll figure this thing out. It's backwards.
We thought you were going to model it. That was why I made the Price is Right reference.
No.
1-1 on Mark Reynolds with Nolan at first, nobody out. It's pretty good, huh? You having fun watching this, Billy?
This is great.
How about these 2 out RBIs? I mean, those are backbreakers.
I said before the game that this is one of those series you can draw the line in the sand right now. At least the Rockies in the young season that's at hand, they have a chance to prove to the Dodgers, hey, like, you're following us for a reason. Get out of here, please, so I can keep the shirt.
Need a big windstorm right now.
So it's my
Bellinger
shirt,
makes a catch.
All right, so Drew, next at bat for Mark. This could be for Mark.
So he, oh really? So
I didn't get a home.
Oh, you didn't get a homer,
So
so
then
it's
it's
my
you,
turn
and then
next
it's
time?
me,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. You know what? By that point in time, hopefully, it'll go back to you, because he won't have an at bat the next time, because he'll already be out of the game.
Out of the game because the Rockies
will
are
be
up
big.
Yeah, too many.
Yeah. This is a good deal.
All right.
Ian
I'll
Desmond
enjoy
coming
it.
through, by the
I'm
way.
going to enjoy listening to you guys on the other side.
All right. See you, brother.
All right.
Line drive, right field, foul. It's funny how it works in clubhouses. Michael Kadire, when he played for the Rockies, every year had a theme. He came up with it in the winter, and then he had shirts made up. Remember that?
Yes.
and everybody wore it every day during spring training, and you saw him. Oh, he got dotted, and Desmond will go down to first. First and second, 1 out.
It was
nowhere close.
No, it was a slider. He just hung on too long.
Yep, yanked it. So that'll bring up Cargo. But anyhow, and then you'll see him wear it. Guys just lead up to wear it. Last year, the shirt was Para for president.
Everybody during batting practice, they'd sport it, wear it. The first rule of thumb, though, is if you're going to get a T-shirt, it's got to be comfortable. I'm not going to wear it if it's not comfortable. I'm going to be in there a long time during batting practice. This one feels really nice, though. I like this.
That's going to disappear right now tonight.
Yeah, I don't know why Spilly thinks he's getting it back.
Cargo ripped a 2-run double his last time up. Also a walk tonight. 2 on, 1 out. And that's a base hit. That's going to drive in another run. Here comes Nolan to the plate. No throw. The throw's going to third. Desmond beats it there. Cargo a 3 RBI day. First time this year.
Well, they've been shifting on Cargo, and we've been saying, take it the other way if they pitch you the other way, and this time he does. So here's the shortstop right here. Cargo's going to hit this ball right over in this area, just like you want to see when they pitch you away.
Isn't it funny, Huey? I don't know if you felt this, and I know you didn't get quite as many at-bats against left-handed pitching in your career. But it seems that in the past, when Cargo and sometimes other everyday lefties emerge from a slump, it is against left-handed pitching.
Because you're focused on keeping that shoulder in. I have to do it so I don't pull off the ball. And sometimes early this year, Cargo's been pulling off in a lot of rollover ground outs. But that time, you know, he had that double earlier. That ball was in. He had to pull that one. That one was away. He goes the other way.
Valaika.
Sometimes it's just maybe a change of scenery. We talk about change of scenery. Well, the change of scenery for Cargo was moving from 4th to 6th.
Buddy was asked a question that is a pretty typical question whenever a star player gets moved out of the middle of the order. And it is always prefaced with, you know, you're trying to alleviate some pressure on him. And this ball is lined to right. This, if it gets down to extra bases, it will. Valaika heading towards second. Cargo to third will stop there. Desmond scores the Rockies' 9th run. You just keep wondering, how long will the Dodgers stay with Ryu? Still nobody up in their bullpen.
So obviously for a couple more hitters, you know, Pat had that deep drive to center field. He behind his last at bat 0-2. He walks. This time, he's just thinking the other way. I'm going to take him the other way, and he drops it down the right field line. And Desmond, who was hit by the pitch, trots home, and Pat with another double. The approach tonight from the hitters is just phenomenal. What they're doing to Ryu. They're just using him the way he's pitching whatever he's doing. It's the curveball, the changeup, the fastball.
Rick Honeycutt, Dave Roberts looking on. Bobby Guerin, their bench coach. Just to finish that story, and we've heard it many times in the past, will it take pressure off? And Buddy's answer, as most of them are, perfect, right on the money. He said, we did it more from a strategic standpoint. He said, you're not going to take pressure off a guy just by moving. He goes, Cargo's got great pride. You don't think he felt pressure hit third, hit fourth? He's trying to, you know, do damage every time he comes up. So just by moving him down to 6, it doesn't like, oh boy, this ho-hum.
There's pressure every time you step on a major league field.
Gotta be, right?
There is, and I don't care how many years you've played, whether you're a rookie or a 10-year vet. There's pressure when you go out there. You're competing. You're trying to help the ball club win.
And that, more than anything, is what is driving all these guys. Listen, Cargo's a wealthy guy. He's earned every penny of, you know, the large deal he signed 7 years ago. right now, and you can see it how he's played defense, how he's run the bases. He had a head-first slide yesterday on a move up on a fly ball. Remember that?
Yes.
I mean, he looked like a kid trying to make the JV team in high school or whatever. He's trying to do anything he can to help this club, even if the bat wasn't going. What's going on at second base? That's Bill Miller.
I'm not sure what. Oh, I know. This is the new rule. They're asking him if he is in the windup or the stretch. Because if he's in the stretch, then he's got to come set.
Otherwise, it's a balk.
Otherwise, it's a balk. And this kind of goes, you know, Chris Russin last year would do it occasionally. So now they're saying the interpreter could come out, but
not Dave, because if he crosses that line,
yes.
It's one or two appearances.
So that's all they're trying to clarify, what he is doing by his setup on the mound. So they just said he's going from the windup.
2-0 on Ryan Hannigan.
And it looks funny because of the way he's standing on the mound, kind of turned sideways. That's a balk. That is a balk.
How about that? How strange is that? Right after the conversation, and now Ryu angry with Bill Miller, and maybe he didn't understand what the settlement was.
But he had the interpreter out there, so doesn't seem like it's a language barrier if they brought him out there. And that's why he did it. He starts in his windup. He can't do that.
No. And it's 3-0 on Hannigan, and now there is finally action in the LA bullpen. It's 10-0.
Josh Fields.
And ball 4. And now Ryu is obviously completely flustered. How about the Dodgers? This is how good they have pitched this year. In 31 of their first 34 games, they didn't allow the opponent to score 6 runs or more. The better way of putting it is only 3 times in 34 games did the opposition score 6 runs or more. That's a 91% plus rate of not allowing a crooked number, if you will. If they were to sustain that for the whole season, it would be the highest percentage ever that a club held its opposition to under 6 runs. And you know, the Dodgers, more often than not, they're holding teams to under 3 runs. They had coming in an ERA of 3.20, which is best in baseball.
Yeah, only 108 earned runs and over 300 innings. 331 strikeouts. Opponents were hitting just 227 against him.
Tonight, Ryu has walked 6, one of those intentional. One-two on Hoffman, and he's gone. That'll bring up Charlie Blackmon. Yeah, Stu. I always kid Stu almost on a daily basis. I'm like, you guys see that arm cranked up tonight?
And it's hard too, because you either do it with your right arm or your left arm if you're Stu, waving the guy. So you can't switch halfway in between the game. You know, Stu will wave his arm one way. You can't go with the other arm then.
The only Rocky not to reach, believe it or not, is the guy at the plate. Charlie's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Time to change that.
This has to be it for Ryu. He's at 96 pitches. due up second next inning.
To the in-game box tonight for the Rockies.
They got him down in the second inning, and then they keep piling on. They're
taking advantage.
You have to.
10 runs on 8 hits.
And the Dodgers were flying high coming in.
Winners of 5 straight, 10 out of 12.
And some people will say, oh yeah, well, it was San Diego or it's Pittsburgh or this, that. They're major league teams.
Yeah.
You still have to go out there and beat them. I don't care who they are.
Pulled foul. They came in with a plus 53 run differential, which was #1 in baseball. Of course, the Dodgers have won 4 straight division titles, 90+ wins in all of those seasons. And a favorite of many to be the last one standing this year.
Charlie Reed's, I don't think Dave Roberts has any question he's got to go get Ryu. Not much of a decision. He's got to go to his bullpen.
And this is going to get him off the field, but the Rockies score 3 more runs. They have a 10-0 lead after 4 innings.
Go to the 5th, and it's time for the Coors Timeless Moment. It was on this day in 1980. One of my favorite players of all time, Charlie Hustle Pete Rose, stole second, stole third, stole home in the same inning. The last time that happened was when Jackie Robinson did it in the 50s. Pete Rose stole home 3 times in his career. I have to look at this because I wrote it down. First time in 1964, then in 78, then in 80 when he was 39. Huey, you're a great base stealer. In fact, Joe Madden said that the other day at his press conference. That was interesting hearing that. You stole 75% rate, right?
Yes.
What do you think Pete Rose's stolen base percentage was in his career? Any idea?
I don't. I'm saying probably around 80.
57%.
That's it?
I know. He stole 198 bases, and he was caught 149. And the most that he's ever stolen in a season was 20. He didn't steal a ton, but yeah, his percentage was 57.
That actually doesn't, it
doesn't
surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
This ball's hit well to center field by Barnes, and it is caught out there on the track by Charlie Blackmon. Great route to the baseball by Charlie. The reason it doesn't shock me is Pete Rose wasn't fast.
No, but I just thought he was an intelligent baseball player, though.
Yep.
So that's why I thought his numbers might be higher. But
Was he a little reckless too on the base pass, maybe?
Well, I guess so.
Yeah,
If you're
right.
in the 50 percentile for stealing bases, because 75 is what you want to do. The highest all time is a guy that's playing in this game today. Chase Utley, 88%.
This is Scott Van Slyke pinch hitting for Ryu.
Van Slyke just recalled.
I've never seen this before, Huey. They have currently 7 outfielders on their 25-man roster.
Shocking. I mean, I've seen.
They have guys who can go and play
Right.
the infield also. Kike Hernandez is 1. Cody Bellinger is 2. But Van Slyke, Franklin Gutierrez, Brett Eibner, not to mention the 2 guys starting. This ball's well hit the center also, and this one's gone. So Jeff Hoffman gives up his first run of the ball game. It's a pinch hit home run for Van Slyke. This has been one of the top pinch hitting teams in baseball in the early going this year, and that is the 3rd pinch hit home run for the Dodgers.
Van Slyke was not hitting when he was sent out, went down to Oklahoma City for a brief period of time. Most of the damage that he's done in his career have been off the lefties. He's done a lot of platooning. This one carries about 420, 425 feet to center field.
This is 4th career pinch hit home run. 1 out, a run in. Jock Peterson at the plate. He walked his last time, and he's going to get a base hit through the left side. George Lombard, the first base coach for the Dodgers, visiting right there with Peterson. Seager, a walk and a strikeout. Actually, not really. He's pretty good.
I was going to say, won the Rookie of the Year last year. I still think he would have had a lot of competition if Trevor would have stayed healthy all year long. See how that final number would have shook out.
We didn't get to this during the Cubs series, but Kyle Schwarber, when he hit his last home run for the Cubs, it was his 20th career home run in 97 career games, and it had set or tied a Cub record. Last year in 97 games, when Trevor Story got hurt, he had 27 home runs. 2-1.
Just a reminder, if you're tuning in late, Trevor's went on the DL today with just a mild left shoulder strain. Should be ready to go at the end of his 10-day DL stint.
That's the hope. Here's the 2-1, and that's fouled off. And again, here are the roster moves. Tyler Anderson, probably read the paper today, scheduled to go. He's been pushed back a couple of days with a slight knee strain. He'll pitch on Saturday. Hoffman was recalled. And Story, as Huey was mentioning, placed on the DL. So the Rockies tonight have just a 3-man bench.
You have an off day on Monday. And you were going to need a starter on Saturday because of the doubleheader 2 days ago.
This ball's well hit to center field also. And it's caught out there by Blackman. He reached up and made a catch to rob Seager of extra bases. So he's had a busy inning.
He got a good break on this baseball. It helps that it was also to his glove side. And with the lefty, you know, it's when you're playing center, there's 2 options. One, you got one slicing away from you. If he gets out in front, he's going to hook it. That one was slicing away from Charlie. And perfectly timed with the leap and the extension of the arm. So you run with the glove by your side, then extend at the last moment on the Subaru Supermo.
That is a fine catch.
Well, it helps you when you have your fan club out there. Because remember, this is Charlie Blackmon night, the player-elect night. That means you get a Charlie Blackmon T-shirt, ticket. You're right behind him out there. Get the hashtag Chuck Nasty sign going on.
Justin Turner pops this one up, right side foul ground. Mark Reynolds with room. In the inning, a home run from the pinch hitter Scott Van Slyke. The Rockies lead it 10-1, middle of 5. Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning on a beautiful Thursday evening in Denver. The Rockies leading the Dodgers 10-1. That makes it even more beautiful. Josh Fields has been called upon after Hyunjin Ryu goes 4 innings and allows 10 runs on 8 hits. 5 of the runs were earned, 6 walks, 1 intentional, 4 strikeouts. Hit by pitch as well and a balk. 101 pitches. Now Josh Fields will make his 14th appearance. The Dodgers have changed out some players as well. Turner's going to come off the field. Taylor goes from second to third. Utley goes to his normal spot at second, and Van Slyke is at first. LeMahieu, his 3rd plate appearance, a walk, a line out, and a ground out so far for DJ.
Well, the Rockies have seen Josh Field before. 3rd stint with the big league club. His first save of the season, 10th of his career on Friday night. Really likes the elevated fastball, especially with 2 strikes. That's how he attack the hitters. Just keep climbing the ladder.
That's out of play down the right field line. The Rockies in their first 17 games this year did not hit double digits. Remember that it was the longest stretch in Rockies history without putting up a 10 spot.
Right.
In their last 19 games, they've done it 5 times. That's more Rocky-esque.
Also more tacos.
We keep talking about the fact that the Rockies are off to a grand start, 22-13 now, and yet the offense hasn't really clicked just yet. The players know that. They've talked about it. DJ was talking about it earlier. LeMahieu, batting championship a year ago, came in hitting .271. You know he's going to hit higher than that. Obviously, we've talked quite a bit about Cargo and Story and their slow starts. Cargo's had a big night this evening. It's not to suggest you're going to have 8 guys hot at the same time. It doesn't usually work that way. One out.
What they've done is they've won series. 8-2-1 in the last 11 series. They pitched well. That'll win you a lot of ball games.
So Nolan comes up. He's had a perfect evening. Single, 2-run double, a walk. He scored 3 runs. And this is going to turn foul. You know what else was nice about that 2-hour and 14-minute game yesterday? It was in the afternoon. So for the first time in a while, the players could have a nice dinner out away from the ballpark, get a regular night's sleep because today was a night game, and kind of get a little more bona fide rest.
Well, after the craziness of the previous 2 days, you come to the ballpark, you think you're gonna play, then you get the hail, and then the doubleheader.
And the Dodgers, who are notorious for playing night games on getaway days, did it to themselves last night. They played a night game. Again, they beat the Pirates 5-2, but losing an hour, they ended up getting in after 4 in the morning.
So how does it feel? We've had that flight numerous times.
No sympathy from the Rockies.
No, not at all.
Again, Kershaw goes tomorrow. Van Slyke, good feed over to Fields. 2 outs. That'll bring up Mark Reynolds.
Well, the first 10,000 fans on Mother's Day this Sunday will receive a Rockies tote bag courtesy of Chick-fil-A.
RBI leaders in the National League coming in. Ryan Zimmerman had 34 entering play tonight. Joey Votto 31, Daniel Murphy 30, Mark Reynolds 30. Well, Mark drove in a run in the second with a 375-foot single off the wall. And if not for Yasiel Puig and the respect for his arm, Mark would have had a double. Ball and a strike on Reynolds. Equipment malfunction. Trainer will take care of that, right?
Trainers are the best at fixing gloves. The glove kit, the extra leather.
They always have gadgets, trainers.
Gadgets. Like the Swiss Army knives. I mean, you got the knife, you got the pliers, you got everything.
All right, he's going to be back in 5 minutes. That glove's going to look like it was on the shelf this morning, wrapped in plastic. 2-1. Base hit for Mark Reynolds. So Mark Reynolds batting Desmond, who will step in, is 1 for 1, 2-run double, intentional walk, a run scored, hit by pitch, a run scored, and then Cargo, who's batting 6th, a walk in the first, a 2-run double in the second, an RBI single in the 4th. So they've been on 8 times in 10 plate appearances. 4, 5, and 6 in the Rockies order. If you want to go one more spot, include Pat Valaika. Pat was robbed of a double his first time up near the wall in deep center field. Then he walked, and then he had an RBI double.
Well, something tells me we're going to see this same exact lineup tomorrow against Kershaw.
Usually when you throw out double figures, you get to play the next day.
In the same order.
In the same order. Managers get superstitious also.
That's when you're going home tonight, you're already thinking about tomorrow because of it.
The only difference, you may see Dustin Garneau
Maybe.
catch Tyler Chatwood.
Yeah, I was just saying the top 7
Yep.
for sure. Depends on how you want to go with the catching.
2 strikes on Desmond. Going to be a base hit, and it gets away from Peterson, and Reynolds to third, Desmond to second. It's going to be a hit. The only question is it a single and an error or a straight double?
I think if you're going to give him a hit, it's got to be a straight double.
It is a straight double.
Kept holding your breath, saying, "Get down, ball, get down." Jock Peterson comes in and doesn't go off his glove as he's sliding. Kind of caught the ground and the ball in the Subaru Supermower, excuse me, the ground in his glove.
2 doubles tonight, the first 2 for Desmond in a Rockies uniform. Here's Cargo. And he's going to ground to Van Slyke to end the inning. The Rockies will leave 2 on. We go to the 6th inning. Colorado up 10-1. for the Colorado Rockies in game 1 of a 4-game set against the Dodgers. They came in leading the Dodgers by a game and a half in the NL West, and they're up 10-1 with Jeff Houston and Mark Stott. I'm Drew Goodman. Cody Bellinger is going to lead things off with the 6th against Jeff Hoffman, and the 10 runs should not obscure what has been a terrific performance from Hoffman. The only blemish, a pinch hit home run last inning from Van Slyke. Other than that, been a couple of walks, 3 singles. He has struck out 7.
That run last inning snapped a 13-inning scoreless streak for the Rockies. But you're right, tonight, you know, it helps when your ball club throws up all the runs, but you still have to go out there and pitch. You got to, for Jeff, he's got to pitch like this is still a 0-0 ball game.
Falls behind 3-0 on Bellinger. 75 the pitch count. Of course, he's stretched out. He's been starting in Albuquerque. That's a proving ground, Huey, if you're a pitcher.
Albuquerque?
Albuquerque, it's a beautiful stadium, beautiful place for baseball, but altitude, just the whole PCL.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Vegas, what it's like there. Reno's no picnic. Good cities, but it's
a
the
great
altitude.
league. It's a great league. And the nice thing about getting to AAA, Huey, you're one step away from the big leagues. You get to fly.
Get a fly. They might be early wake-up calls, but you still get a fly. It beats the 12-hour bus ride where you come out and your backs can hardly move. But this year for Jeff Hoffman in Albuquerque, 2-2 with the 3.7. 34 innings pitched. Guys are hitting just 222 against him and a 1.12 whip.
I like the whip.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I always look at for a pitcher is his whip.
Limit traffic. Here's another 3-2, and this ball's well hit to right. Cargo going back, and I'll have to field it off the wall. And it'll be a double for Bellinger. Let's check our unlimited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, the Rockies have started with Jeff Hoffman going tonight, 4 consecutive rookies. It's happened only 3 other times. You go back to '93, Kent Bottenfeld, Curtis Liskanek, Armando Reynoso, and Lance Painter, and then Bottenfield in September. Another week later, David Need, Reynoso, and Liskanek. And then in 2002, Aaron Cook, Denny Stark. Remember, he got off to a great start. Jason Jennings, Rookie of the Year. And is that Randy Flores?
Yes.
It was Randy. 0-1 on Taylor. Strikeout and a ground out from Taylor. When there's one, there's the other. Right? You always see Senza together with his good buddy Marquez.
They were out together sitting on the wall right before batting practice today. I walked over and was congratulating Marquez on his start yesterday. I said, but I want to talk about that hit. Because, yeah, closed my eyes, swung hard. I said, but it's still 2 RBIs. He goes, that's right. First hit, 2 RBIs.
The pitch was shoulder high.
Yeah,
with 95, he tomahawked it into left field against a guy who is filthy, giving up 4 hits all year. I want to talk a little bit more about that here in a second. 2 strikes on Taylor. He got him. Got him with 3 beautiful sliders. So that's 1 out. So let's look at that pitch again. That's strikeout number 8.
Well, it's a strikeout on the slider because of where it starts. It starts above the knees in the middle portion of the plate and then goes all the way over into the other batter's box down to the ankles.
Remember yesterday when Marquez came up, it's a 1-0 game. And there's two in scoring position, and there's 2 outs, and Edwards is out there. And Marquez had been dealing. I mean, he had a no-hitter going into the 7th inning. It was broken up by Bryant's double, but still playing left in the tank. He was in the bottom of the order the next frame, the 8th. And he was asked afterward, which is a good question from reporters, you know, did he think about pinch hitting there? And Buddy said, and I love Buddy's honesty, because sometimes there are some folks in coaching in any sport, you know, they almost feel above reproach. He said, absolutely. He goes, we had plenty discussion about that on the bench. There's always 1 or 2 decisions a night that you're going back and forth. What do you do? What do you think we should do? And he stayed with Marquez. We talked about it up here, and we liked the decision, not the Monday morning quarterback. We liked the decision because Marquez was so dominant at that point. And the other element that we brought out that Buddy said afterward was, just because you go to your bench and pull some guy cold off the bench, that's no guarantee he's going to get a hit. In fact, yeah, he has a better chance than Marquez, but the guy who's pitching has given up, what, a batting average of less than 100 at that point?
It was like 083, 087, 4 for 44, whatever that translates to be. And so
chances are the next guy's not going to get a hit, and now you have to eat up another inning out of your bullpen.
So if Marquez is 1 for, it was 091 to be exact.
2-1 on Utley, and Utley hits this ball well. Blackman had a bailout late, so a run will score, and Utley's going to end up at 3rd. (10-2). Chase Utley didn't have an outing this year with multi-hits until yesterday against the Pirates. Now in back-to-back ball games, he has a multi-hit outing.
Yeah, but 3-1 count. He gets that. He's done this numerous times against the Rockies. For Charlie, it hits off the pad on the Subaru Supermo, knowing he's running out of the leg room. It'll be a triple. Jeff Hoffman.
Nice job.
Great job. Not just, I mean, this, and I like what the crowd's doing. They're standing and giving a little bit of applause for his performance on short notice tonight.
So with 1 out in the 6th, Jeff will give way to Jordan Lyles. 10-2. Let's check our Kubota pitching performance. Jeff Hoffman got some starts last year in the big leagues, and tonight, especially the first 5 innings, he was outstanding. Strikes out 8, and so far he has given up 2 runs. He is responsible, obviously, for Utley at 3rd, but Hoffman kind of is picking up where his buddies left off. The last 3 days, the Senzatellas, the Marquezes, and the Freelands of the world. Here's Puig, 0 for 2. Lyles misses outside.
Jordan's been in that long man role all season long for Colorado. He has to pick up some innings tonight.
And that is exactly what Buddy wants. With the big lead, he wants to keep it a big lead naturally and have Lyles work multiple innings and not have to get into your typical plus side guys.
No,
You don't want to work this game into where you have to get the Ottavinos and the Hollands
You
going.
don't want to get to 10-6, 10-7. You hope you just keep it here and then maybe add on a few.
1-2. And you go back to the 5th inning, there were some deep drives to center field. And the home run by Van Slyke. Starting to get to Hoffman a little bit. Puig gone. That's a big strikeout. Big strikeout. 2 outs. That'll bring up the catcher, Austin Barnes.
You got the runner at third. You got Puig. You're going to throw a breaking pitch down. Ryan calls for it, and he also blocks it. So you get the strikeout and then the block of the pitch. Jordan last worked against the Cubs in that doubleheader. Worked a nightcap. Went 1 inning. Nothing across the board on 11 pitches.
Barnes lines this ball to deep left, and this will be extra bases. A run scoring double for Barnes. It's 10-3. It's just his 4th RBI this year.
Jordan got ahead 0-1. And that ball didn't break. That curveball didn't break. Barnes takes it to left for his 5th double.
Here's Van Slyke, who stayed in the ball game after pinch hitting last inning at first base. Book closed on Hoffman. 5 1/3, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Desmond comes in a couple of strides, and that will end the inning. 2 runs for the Dodgers in the top of the 6th. 10-3 Colorado.
Team had a great win yesterday against the Cubs. Ramon Marquez was excellent on the hill, and he got his first base hit in the majors. That knocked in a couple of runs. So earlier today, I asked Charlie Blackmon, Chuck Nasty, about being on deck when that hit occurred.
It was really cool because now instead of winning by one run, we were winning by 3 runs, that gives us a lot higher probability of winning the game. And if we win that game, we win the series. It's 2 out of 3. You win one tomorrow, they call that a winning streak.
That's classic Charlie Blackmon, and it's the player-elect night tonight, the first one of the season. And look at everybody here rooting on Chuck Nasty.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Can you guys play that soundbite again so I just want to take a couple of notes on it.
It's classic Charlie.
That was classic Charlie with the deadpan response. This ball is hit hard by Voleka, but he's out on a good play by Chris Taylor. There's some changes again for the Dodgers. Van Slyke comes out of the ball game, and Brett Eibner's in left field. Cody Bellinger goes from left field to first base, and Chris Hatcher is on the hill.
A 7th major league season for Chris, 3rd with the Dodgers. Well, 19 strikeouts in just 16 innings, and that's what he does. That's what his MO is, trying to strike you out. Hard, heavy fastball, 94, 95 miles an hour.
Hannigan 1 for 2 and a walk tonight. Colorado getting here in the bottom of the 6th. When they have a lead after 6, which they are guaranteed to have, they are 18-0 this year. Not only is that the best mark in baseball, it's the best mark in baseball by a ton. The next best team is 12-0 leading after 6.
It goes back to the confidence that DJ was talking about earlier. When you've got the type of team they're winning, but going late into a ball game, those are the type of games you can't lose. Those close ones, and then you start to feel like, well, we've got this one, we've got a lead, we're going to win it, and then that's when that confidence really grows. Nothing like kicking games late to demoralize a club.
Right center field, Puig gets a good jump, makes a catch.
Well, fans, if you're looking for an affordable way to entertain the family, friends, clients, or your employees, ask about the Sunday Monday Super Suite special. Tickets start at $100 per person and include a catering package.
Second at bat this year for Jordan Lyles. Ball and a strike on Jordan. Runs, 10 hits for the Rockies tonight. Trying to improve to 12-8 at home. They have a winning record home and away. They had the best road record in baseball. This is a base hit to the left side. See that athletic ability of Lyles. That's a pretty good looking swing. Yeah, we had a home run a year ago.
Yeah, it jumps his average to 500. 1 for 2.
Quick with that math. Charlie Blackmon is enjoying his fan club tonight. Now Charlie's going to try to throw out a hit for his fan club.
I like the big fat heads, too. You know the song, Rockin' the Beard.
Charlie, a couple of strikeouts against Ryu. Also, he grounded out the second twice. And that's on the inside corner at 95.
Nowhere where they set up on the Subaru strike zone. It was down and in. They wanted it up and away.
Strikeout of Blackmon ends the inning. To the 7th we go. The Rockies 10 and the Dodgers 3. Game summary presented each night by Cooney Lexus. Nolan has had a big night. He has a lot of big nights. The Rockies have put up a 10 spot. Nolan has driven in a couple. Mark Reynolds has 2 hits. He has an RBI. Cargo has 3 ribbies tonight. This was a double to drive in 2. And he would add an RBI single a little bit later on in the contest. It was 10-0 at one point, 10-3 now as we go to the 7th. Jock Peterson will be first up. Top of the order for the Dodgers. And Jordan Lyles continuing on. Dodgers came in winners of 5 straight, 10 out of 12. It's the 4th time this year they've allowed more than 6 runs in a game. They're beginning a 7-game road trip. 4 here and then on to San Francisco for 3.
They build up a lot there at home. They're 13-6 at Dodger Stadium, 7-8 out on the road.
Two and nothing on Peterson. 1 for 2 and a walk for Jock. And this is popped popped up left side backpedaling is Nolan, and he'll get called off late. Good communication. Desmond calls him off, and bailing out of the way quickly was Nolan. Let's check some minor league news and notes. Actually, this is a tweet from our friends down in Albuquerque with the Topes. Raimel Tapia, man, has he been hot? He now has a 16-game hitting streak. Took him to the 9th inning to get it done, but a single to center field. Good for Raimel.
I checked 2 days ago and he was leading PCL in hitting.
He was hitting around 400.
Yeah. Let Doug look up some numbers.
Well, recently Ryan McMahon named the Eastern League Player of the Month in April.
405.
This is fair. It's kind of shot down the left field line. Seager's going to get a double. And that'll bring up Brett Eibner. Dodgers have scored in 2 straight innings. Now with 1 out, they have a runner at second base. You don't want to give him any hope.
No, it's a jam shot double to left. 9th of the season for Corey.
This has become SOP, standard operating procedure. When a new guy enters a ball game, you review the scouting report. Again, I think it's one of the things perhaps Steve Foster's talking to Lyles about with Eibner. Mike Dunn has gotten up.
He's firing pretty hard down in the bullpen right away.
Eibner last year played with both the Royals and the A's. Former 2nd-round pick in 2010 by Kansas City. He's got a quick bat. Big guy, 6'4", about 220. Oh, 1. It's a hard hit shot. What a play by DJ. And he's going to get Eibner. That's a great play by DJ LeMahieu.
Almost on a nightly basis, we're saying that from DJ. Whether it's sliding to his left or sliding to his right. This time it was to his right. Hard hit ball. When it's hit that hard, once you catch it, you know you have time. So DJ catches on the Subaru Supermo. And then you have time just to get that throw over there because it was hit so hard.
Bellinger doubled off the right field wall his last time up. 2 outs. He's 1 for 3. Struck out twice against Hoffman. Bellinger hit 6 home runs in his first 14 games with the Dodgers. The only guy to hit 6 home runs faster in his first couple of weeks in the Dodger uniform, Matt Kemp. Who, oh, by the way, is having a really good year for Atlanta. He and Freddie Freeman.
He doesn't get cheated when he's up at the plate.
To me, it's a lot like Seager. Two 6'5" young guys with big swings from the left side. It's good scouting. He was a 4th-round pick.
Was it Horizon High School in Arizona?
Is it Horizon or Hamilton?
Or Hamilton. I always get those two mixed up.
We looked up. You never did face his dad.
No, I didn't. Nope. 183 Major League games. But his dad played 16 years in the minor leagues. Had over 1,400 games down there.
1-2. Well, Bob Guerin tells this story, and then Dave Roberts told us the story. We'd read about this, but during spring training, every game, he would stay to the end. A lot of times, you know, when you get taken out of the game, you guys will shower up and leave. And a lot of times Dave said, "You can go." He said, "No, I want to watch. I can learn something." Well, not this time, as Lyles does a good job getting the strikeout on Bellinger, and Seager is stranded in third. Middle of 7, Rockies up 10-3. Rockies enjoying a 7-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Drew Goodman, Jeff Houston, Mark Stout. Crowd of 27,265. First of 4, the Rockies and Dodgers. Kike Hernandez in for Seager at shortstop. Second inning work for Chris Hatcher. LeMahieu, Arenado, and Reynolds. And this is bounced to second. Utley comes and gets it. Nolan is 2 for 3 in Milwaukee, scored 3 runs and has driven in 2.
Thinking about the Rockies switching out guys, they only have a 3-man bench. You got a couple options with Lexi or Gerardo, and that's it, because you don't want to use that last guy who's the backup catcher. I don't think you have to worry about it a whole lot because of the quick game yesterday. The 2-hour and 14-minute game, you had 24 hours to recover.
And the Rockies will make another move tomorrow, because you're not going to go with a 3-man bench for more than a day. A better than solid performance tonight from Jeff Hoffman. He was exceptionally good early.
Yeah, 5 1/3. He had 8 strikeouts, 86 pitches, 58 for strikes.
7 of those strikeouts the first 3 innings. Nolan fouls that off. Arenado hitting .409 this year against the Dodgers with 3 home runs. And if LA says, "Man, this guy wears us out," go ask the Giants about it. They'll say, "Timeout. Look at his numbers against us." You know, and in my mind, one of the things to this, and tell me if you're buying it, Huey, is the familiarity inside the division with the arms.
definitely, because you don't have to rely on scouting reports. Your scouting report is your brain. So I'm not looking at it on video. I'm not looking for somebody else to tell me what he throws or what it looks like. I already know.
And Nolan punches this to right, and if it's fair, it is. This is going to be a double for Arenado. He placed that beautifully, didn't he? Just inside the chalk.
I'd even caught some chalk or paint now. It's painted down the line.
Second double of the night. He's got a 3-hit evening.
And then English to make the right turn. Nolan wasn't sure. Carried his bat away. Right on the paint. Watch Nolan. Is it going to go? I don't know. Maybe, yeah, it is. It'll be a double. 12th this season, second tonight for Nolan.
He's tied for second in the league in doubles now. The only guy with more, Ryan Zimmerman.
That name keeps popping up in a lot of lists.
Leading the league in home runs, leading the league in doubles, batting average. Reynolds. Multi-hit games, total bases. What other categories can we find? Hits. Slugging percentage, extra base hits. We're still looking for more. He's second in batting average against righties. He's got work to do there.
Yeah, he needs to get on that.
Mark's got 2 hits tonight. Another RBI, his 31st of the year. Trying to chase down Zimmerman in the RBI race. Strikes out. Mark, 2 outs.
2017 has special theme date ticket packages for everyone, including Star Wars Night, always popular, Yoga Day, Brewfest, Marvel Superhero Night, and more. Visit Rockies.com/theme dates for more information.
Strike on Ian Desmond. Ian tonight, 2 doubles, a walk, and a hit by pitch. He's had a perfect evening. Ball 2 strikes on Desi. He's kind of jumped right on board, hasn't he? As we knew he would.
He knew it wouldn't take long. He knew how he was going to be in the clubhouse. Then you were wondering, okay, is the 14 at bats and extended, is that going to be enough?
That was probably the only big question.
Yeah, that was a big question for me. But then he went out and answered it. He said, I've been in this game long enough. I know what I need, and I'm ready. Let's do this.
2-homer game in San Diego. He's got the average well over 300. Good eye, 3-2. Since that Washington series, which really went sideways for the Rockies, won the first game, then lost 3 in a row. The Rockies are 8-4 since then, and their team ERA 2.97. And a foul tip that'll end the inning. 3rd strikeout for Hatcher. Arenado left at second. We go to the 8th. 10-3 Rockies. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Say yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by the Wyoming Office of Tourism, Wyoming is full of adventure. It's time to find out if you are too. That's why. TravelWyoming.com. Special night in lower downtown Denver. The weather is much improved, and the Rockies offense has pounded out 12 hits, 10 runs. 8th inning, Chris Taylor against Jordan Lyles, and at the knees, that is strike one. Taylor is 0 for 3. University of Virginia product, like the Rockies' first baseman. Two years ago, the national champs. That's a strike.
College season starting to wind down, getting closer to the conference playoffs and tournament.
Yeah, fun time of year.
Draft just around the corner.
That World Series, College World Series championship has stayed in the East. Charlottesville 2 years ago, Conway, South Carolina, currently the home of Coastal Carolina.
Better nicknames too, the Chanticleer.
Huh? That's a great nickname. 1-2 on Taylor, and ground ball to short. Baleka got rid of that quickly.
That was smooth.
Now Chase Utley, who hit his 57th triple. Was it his 57th or 54th? I'm trying to remember. 54th triple in his last at bat. That's not all tonight. That's Huey. It's in his career.
Okay, got it. I was going to say I must have fallen asleep for the other 53.
That would be a record of sorts. He's 8th among active players in triples. He's got good numbers career-wise against Lyles. There's a strike. I asked Chase today, I said, is that your first baseman's glove? And he said, yeah, I went and got one just in case a few years ago. This doesn't get a lot of use.
Probably didn't go down to the local store to get it. He ordered it.
And he throws out his 3rd hit of the night. We'll bring up Puig.
Well, if you're looking to come out to a game, you can. There's always great Rockies ticket deals available. So bookmark Rockies.com/specials and check back throughout the season.
Puig's 0 for 3.
Struck out last time against Lyles on a slider. Grant Dayton up now for the Dodgers in their bullpen.
Puig got off to a great start. He's slowed down considerably last few weeks. Brought a .252 average into the game, but solid power numbers. 6 home runs, driven in 19.
All 6 of his home runs have come against right-handed pitching.
Well, they struggle against lefties. This is slowly hit. You'll get 1 here. Actually, a little bit closer than I thought, because Puig could go. That wasn't hit hard. Nice job by DJ around the bag. 2 outs. And Austin Barnes will come up. He drove in a run with a double against Lyles in the 6th.
Grant Dayton in the Dodgers bullpen. In the Rockies, Scott Oberg is now getting loose.
That misses, ball 1 on Barnes. Barnes is from Riverside, California. We're talking about college recruiting. I always say this about those California schools. This is how their coaches recruit. As they go out to get the morning paper, they put 2 fingers in their mouth and they whistle. And then they look up and down the block and they go, okay, I'll take you, I'll take you, I'll offer you, you get 50%. And then
so you're saying they really don't leave the state of California?
They don't have to leave the confines of the county. And it's true. If you look at, I was watching UCLA play earlier this year out at Jackie Robinson Stadium, not too far from Westwood, off Sepulveda there. And their whole roster, I think, saved 1 kid from the state of California. They were playing San Jose State that day, and pretty much the same thing for the Spartans. That's a 4-pitch walk to Barnes. This will be Yasmani Grandal pinch hitting. Grandal last night 3 for 3. Doubling an RBI. He was 8 for 13 in that Pittsburgh series. He's going to be behind the plate most nights. He's hitting .324 from the left side, just .115 righty. That's 6 straight out of the zone by Lyles. Maybe he's fatiguing, though he hasn't thrown a ton of pitches. I know it's part of his 3rd inning of work, but he's thrown just 35 pitches. And Steve Foster will go out.
This is just to buy an extra couple minutes for Scott, and also to say, hey, how you feeling? You tired? You okay? You know, finish strong now.
Well, the order of priorities right now for Buddy Black, number 1, he wants the win. That's pretty obvious.
Yes.
Number 2, he wants the win without having to get up any of those guys that protect close leads.
Yeah, think back to last inning, he had to get Mike Dunn up real quick. It's not a game played, but it's still getting hot. The managers keep track of those sorts of things.
Yes, bullpen coaches, they'll tell you exactly how many pitches a guy threw in the bullpen. Grandal hits this ball well to left. This will be a challenge for Desmond, and he's going to have to field it off the wall. It's going to be a 2-run double for Grandal. Now it's 10-5.
Grandal, as you said, Drew, he's been hitting over 400 last few games. 433 in the last 7 to be exact. His buddy comes out for the double switch. 2-0 count. He goes with it, hits it off the wall in left field. And as he knows, he's running out of room on the Subaru Supermo, so just try to play it off. It got just a little too close and then hop back, allowing that extra run to score.
So Buddy will bring in Scott Oberg, and Gerardo Parra's going to come in, and Desmond, who made the last out, will come off the field. 10-5 Colorado. At one point, it's tightened up a little bit, 10-5 after that two-run double by Grandal. So Scott Oberg will be asked to get the final out of the 8th inning. He'll be facing Jock Peterson. Oberg will be making his 16th appearance. And by and large, he's been very good. League hitting just 196 this year against Oberg.
Did not come in the Cubs series, was in Arizona as Gerardo Parra takes over in left field for Ian Desmond in the double switch. Last time Scott was out there was on the 5th against Arizona, pitched an inning, couple strikeouts.
So Scott's ready. And the first pitch is wailed at and fouled off. Well, if you're Tyler Chatwood, note to self, Grandal is really hot when he sees him tomorrow.
That's what the next
for
day.
his last 14.
Yeah, and that's what the next day's pitcher does. He sits there on the bench, he's paying attention, he's watching swings, knows what pitch was thrown to what location and what the guy did with it. I think for Tyler tomorrow, just continue what you did in your last start where you're throwing a lot more breaking pitches. You saw some curveballs, you saw the changeups, the sliders, everything. It wasn't just the 2-seam or 4-seam fastball.
Held up, 2-1. That's 3-1.
Sure, buddy's thinking, just want to have a nice, relaxing, quiet. We're up 10-3, and now I've got to get Adam Ottavino up.
And this again is not what you wanted to do. Right back at Oberg, he has time, and he makes a good throw. So he gets Peterson in the inning, a 2-run double by the pinch hitter Grandal. 10-5 Colorado go to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th inning. Look at tomorrow's starting pitchers for the Dodgers. I believe you've heard of him, Clayton Kershaw. He's 5-2 at 2.40 ERA. Rockies beat him earlier this year. Tyler Chatwood coming off a terrific performance. He's looking for his 4th victory. And we're on the air tomorrow at 6 p.m. right here on Root Sports with our outstanding pregame show. We're biased, but we think that to be true. There's Clayton. He looks tremendously nervous about it.
He looks really worried.
Yeah. He likes pitching here, even though he has an ERA over 4 in Coors Field. He says, I like the challenge twofold. I like the challenge of pitching at Coors Field. He goes, I like the challenge of facing that lineup, because he has so much respect for it. So Cargo against Grant Dayton, one of 2 left-handers in the bullpen for Dave Roberts. Cargo takes ball 1. It's been a good night for Carlos. A walk, a 2-run double, a line shot to right, and then he smoked the ball up the middle to drive in a run in the 4th, so he's 2 for 3. He's been on 3 times.
And he's also, I know it's not much, but he's got his average back to 200. This night started in the 2nd inning with a double. A rope to right field, 2 RBIs, and again in the 4th, a single to left center. 2 hits, 3 RBIs on the evening, and also a run scored.
One and 2.
Dayton, like a few other pitchers for the Dodgers, has been on the DL once this year. His first win of his career late in April.
This is 3 and 2. And he gets Cargo on a pitch way out of the zone. Pat Valaika is 1 for 3 and a walk. Pat had an RBI double in the 4th inning. Something cooking down in the desert. Zach Greinke, through 7 innings, has no hit the Pirates so far. 2-0. The Diamondbacks leading. Greinke has thrown 90 pitches through 7. And the Rockies saw him recently in Denver. He was very good. That was the only ball game that Arizona won against the Rockies.
And sometimes in those guys, he had it that night. He had all his pitches. He was throwing it where he wanted to. When he wanted to throw a ball, he did. When he wanted to strike, it was just a tip your cap night to Zach Greinke. It's Garrett Cole that's pitching for Pittsburgh.
And Cole hasn't pitched badly. 2 runs over 6 2/3.
Pittsburgh 14-20.
Garrett Cole, a teammate of Pat Valaika at UCLA. 1 and 2 on Valaika, who has 14 big league hits, and half of them are extra base hits. Got a little thunder in that stick, huh?
Oh, yes, he does. First major league home run was against the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium,
which was particularly gratifying, being a Southern California kid. Adam Ottavino has taken a seat. Rockies are going to have Scott Oberg go out and try to get those final 3 outs. Dayton with another strikeout. All right, quick trivia question from my partner.
Okay.
I get to ask him because
You know the answer
well,
already.
I was provided the answer, and I got to watch Doug because he likes to sneak the answer to you and make you sound really smart. The Diamondbacks have 2 no-hitters in their history. Name the 2 guys who threw them. One should be easy. That's a strike.
Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson, 2004. Good pitcher.
Right.
Big, tall left-hander.
Right. Okay, just so you know, I'm not even looking at Dougie, okay?
He provided you with the answer?
No. You want the other one?
Where's your computer?
My computer's behind me, but it's got the game.
Oh, no. All right. What do you have?
What do I have? The guy that threw like 197 pitches to get the no-hitter.
You're onto something.
Edwin, huh?
Edwin Jackson.
That's right.
Edwin
What was
Jackson.
it, 149?
Was it 148, 149? Well, that's the same number that Johan Santana threw, I believe. This is lobbed into foul territory and a great effort by Bellinger. Santana, I think, threw in the high 140s. And some people say he was never the same. It's the only no-hitter the Mets have ever thrown. All the great pitching they've had through the years. And it was 149 for Edwin Jackson, and it is the most ever in a no-hitter. What was the final number, Dougie, on Ubaldo? Because he walked 6. Remember, he worked from the
Stretch.
6th, 7th inning on. He worked out of the stretch. I think he was in the high 120s, so 128 or 129. It's wasted by Hannigan.
Like he says, 128 for Ubaldo.
And you know who made the last out? You remember it? Brian McCann. Kind of a broken bat dribbler to Clint Barmas.
Barmy
at second. Barmas playing second.
Barmy's going to announce for the Rockies this year their pick, the draft.
That'll be a fun night for Clint. Back up the middle and pick up by Utley on the backhand. A 1-2-3 8th inning for Grant Dayton. So we'll go to the 9th. The Rockies need 3 outs to shake hands. They're up 10-5.
As his 10-game homestand continues, looking to get off to a hot start against LA. We head to the top of the 9th. We're on the post-game set, getting ready for the Toyota post-game show. Jenny Kavanaugh with Corey Sullivan and Ryan Spielbergs. What a splash that Jeff Hoffman made.
You're going to go Baywatch. So, yes, Baywatch, because we're going to talk about Jeff Hoffman in the post-game, and we're going to watch Carlos Gonzalez's swing in slow motion.
Watch out for cargo, Spilly.
That's what Buddy said.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't know what else to say about Baywatch. They took both. I can't put on my red bathing suit.
Offense great, pitching great. Seems to be a good formula for the Rockies. Well, the post-game show right after the game, guys.
Yeah, keep your suits on.
I gotcha.
Not your bathing suits.
The suit and ties.
There you
The
go.
suit and ties, yes.
Keep your day job.
All right, we go to the 9th inning, and Scott Oberg is looking for 3 outs, and he'll face Kike Hernandez. And Hernandez swings and misses. Hernandez first at bat, came in at shortstop 2 innings ago for Seager.
3 outs a quick way. Just wrap this thing up.
Well, that ball's lathered to left center field, and it's over the head of Park.
Hernandez drifts into that swing with the front leg. And he stays connected through the baseball in Subaru Supermo. Eduardo went in last inning, last inning in the double switch. Could just chase it down.
That'll bring up Brett Eibner. He was robbed of a hit up the middle by DJ LeMahieu, his first time up. Got a guy coming off the Dodger bench. He didn't start tonight. That pitch misses. The no-hitter is gone. First batter in the top of the 8th inning for the Pirates was Gregory Polanco, and he hit a ball out of the ballpark, but just foul. And then 2 pitches later, he hit one in the same spot, just fair. So it's now 2-1. It's the no-hitter and the shutout gone for Zach Greinke.
And he knew it when he hit it. He knew it was going to stay fair, the second one. First one, Greinke gave it a little body English.
Now it's 3-0, and the Rockies are going to have to get up Chad Qualls. Is that Qualls down there? I'm trying to look. Oh, it's Greg Hoffman who's up.
It's the last thing Buddy wanted to have to do tonight.
It's kind of turned into one of those nights where the Rockies won the first half of the ball game. The Dodgers have won the second half. Fortunately, the Rockies won the first half by a ton.
Now you're just trying to hang on with a 5-run lead. So you don't want to have another double, drive in a run, and a couple weird things happen.
Three and 2. Jeff Hoffman went 5 1/3, charged with 3 runs, 6 hits, couple walks. He struck out 8. In line for his first major league win. Lyles went 2 1/3. 2 runs, 4 hits, a walk, 2 strikeouts. Oberg got the last out of the 8th inning.
You know Jeff can just taste it right now. Come on, guys. 3 more. I want that W.
Yeah, but Dodgers has put up traffic in all the late innings. 2 runs in the 6th. They threatened in the 7th. 2 runs in the 8th. And now the leadoff double by Hernandez in the 9th. They also got a run in the 5th inning. And that's going to drive in the 6th run. A base hit for Eibner.
Dodgers 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 8th, now 1 here in the 9th. Hernandez was giving a scouting report to Chris Taylor. Off the end of the bat for Eibner. Still strong enough. to just hit it in left center.
This is Cody Bellinger. A double in the 6th, 3 strikeouts as well. This is where you get in trouble. You get hitters counts. 2-0.
He already has a big, powerful swing.
Well, Steve Foster going out yet again.
Now Greg Holland's really going to have to start cranking it up out there.
Yeah, I mean,
because if he gets on, then he's in the ball game.
Yeah, it was set up to be a laugher. You're up 10-0 in the 5th inning. We're going to the 5th. Let's find a bullpen. There's no throwaway rolls.
No.
Every roll is important.
Well, for Scott, you're hoping you can induce a ground ball.
Got a ground ball, but it's a base hit. And now you're going to have to bring in Holland. And it becomes a save situation. This is a Dodger team that had won 10 out of 12 coming in. And yeah, they have the great pitching staff, but they've been swinging the bats over their last 11 games, averaging 6.5 runs a ball game and hitting right about 300. Here comes Buddy. (10-6) Colorado, nobody out, 2-1.
Now pitching for the Rockies, number 56.
Ninth inning, and Chris Taylor coming up, and Greg Holland has to come into the ball game. And even though it's a 4-run game, it is a save situation because in the on-deck circle is the potential tying run, and that means by the rule book it constitutes a save situation. That's Chase Utley, who's had a big night. He's got 3 hits. So Holland, who got his 14th save yesterday, will face Taylor, who is 0 for 4.
They have thrown a lot of sliders at Chris Taylor tonight and been effective with it.
And Greg is used to coming into games with a clean inning.
He's also used to being out in the bullpen where it's, you know, it's probably a closer game to start with most of the time. You know, he's not, hey, it's 10-0.
Yeah, mentally you're thinking, okay, this may be a night off, and that's a base hit. And now the tying run comes up in Chase Utley. He never, ever thought this would be the case.
This is unbelievable. And the double. So, okay, you're up 10-5. Neidner single, drives in a run. Bellinger a single. And Chris Taylor finally got a slider, but that was a flat slider. Out the dive of Pat Valleca.
Five hits in the last 24 hours for Chase Utley.
0 for 2 in his career against Greg.
That misses. Ball 1. He was at the bottom of the zone.
That's just, you throw a pitch right there. That's what pitchers are taught to do.
Yeah,
throw it right at the knees.
Yeah, you ought to get rewarded for that. And it was right in the Subaru strike zone. 1-0. This should be 2.
Oh, there you go.
Run scores, 2 outs.
Now the Dodgers will probably take a quick peek at this for that double play out at second base. Pat drug his foot along the bag. That's exactly what Bob Guerin's doing. Double play, catch. Ball in glove, foot on the bag, that's an out, double play.
But you're not out of the woods yet.
But you can breathe just
a little bit easier because you got 2 outs on that, and it's 10-7. Runner at third, Puig at the plate.
I look up the scoreboard. Dodgers have 14 hits.
Got hit the Rockies. The Rockies with a dozen. They had only 2 hits going to the 5th. It's the first double play Utley's grounded into, by the way, since September of 2015. Be out of play. Cargo's going to head in that direction, but no chance. Ball and a strike on Puig. I know you're feeling.
Yeah.
Didn't want to be nervous in the 9th inning.
Oh, you just want to have a nice, relaxing.
You wanted the laugher. That looked
Not the
like
nail biter.
it had unfolded early. 10-0 Rockies. Now it's 10-7. Buddy has an answer for nights like this. We all do watch this sport for so long. That's baseball. 2-2.
Gearing up for any pitch, and then his foot slips out. His right foot slipped out as he went to swing. Don't have to throw him a strike here. I think if you play to his aggressiveness, you can get him out. Throw the slider down and away.
So here we go, 2-2. He went.
Slider down and away. Great
Ball
pitch.
game over. Greg Holland saves another one. Everybody can breathe a sigh of relief. Got a little dicey there late, but the Rockies win game 1 of this 4-game set against the Dodgers. A 10-7 final, first major league victory for Jeff Hoffman. 4th consecutive rookie to start for Colorado. And the Rockies prevail 10-7. Ryu takes the loss. He is 1-5. Holland 15 out of 15 this year in the save department. And it is the best 36-game start in club history. The Rockies 10 games north of 500 at 23-13. And now they lead the Dodgers by 2.5 in the NL West. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. The Rockies got offense early, but Jeff Hoffman set the tone. He was dominant. 7 strikeouts over his first 3 innings. He ends up going 5 1/3. Gave up 3 runs, but a lot of positives tonight for Jeff Hoffman, former East Carolina star, former #1 pick in Toronto. And congrats again to him on his first major league victory. Rockies win it tonight 10-7 to center field where the crowd is growing. We go, and here's Jenny.
It should be a win over the Dodgers, 5-2 now on this homestand.